From the Post Millennial, The View host praises Kamala for skipping Catholic Al Smith charity dinner. I love it. And you know what? This is the story.
Love the ad up there, too, by the way.
That's a great ad.
I love that ad.
The Al Smith dinner has not been skipped by a candidate since Mondale, and Mondale lost 49 states. So I think we've got this phenomenon where no matter what Kamala does, no matter what she does, there is some weird alternate reality where what she's doing is good.
Yep.
And to better explain this, I want to play for you a clip from Freedom Toons.
We just made this one.
So this is...
Is this the actual interview or is this the cartoon?
So this is the cartoon.
Okay, thank you.
This is
So
the
you
cartoon.
guys-
Thank you. We worked hard to make it look as realistic as possible.
It's very hard to tell.
This is a 1-minute rendition of what it's like when Kamala engages the media.
Ms. Harris, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Brad.
Thank you.
We'll see how this goes for you.
Mrs. Harris, how many people do you believe have crossed the border since... Miss Harris. Kamala, please. Mrs. Vice President, it's a simple question.
I'm speaking. Excuse me.
It's an injection.
Wait, it gets better.
Why
Wait,
does she have an
listen.
injector seat?
All right, well, I'm just gonna say it. She destroyed him. Oh my gosh. Right? Oh golly, he's so embarrassed.
I bet those Republicans are regretting that one.
Kamala.
So Seamus masterfully captured
Thank you.
the exact point that I wanted to make with this story from the Post Millennial is that when so I'm hanging out today with some friends who are not very political, and they were like, "Yo, that interview, that was crazy. Like, it was terrible." And I'm like, "Yeah, well, for some reason, when you go to these Democrat pundits, they're like, what? That was the best interview ever done. She sure showed him."
Which is so nuts, right? Because, listen, obviously I want Trump to win the election. I think he's a lot better than her. But when he doesn't have his best showing, I don't pretend that he did. Even in the debate where Biden ended up dropping in the polls massively and needed to drop out, I thought Biden did terribly. But I said, it's not that I think Trump had a phenomenal showing. I didn't think it was his best appearance by any stretch. Biden just did really poorly. They can't say the same thing about they are incapable of saying, yeah, you know what, that was an off day for her. She didn't do a great job.
Look at the second debate so the second debate for Trump, the first debate for Kamala. I don't think you found a lot of Trump supporters, myself included, who were like, "Oh my gosh, Trump did so
No,
good."
I didn't
there
feel
were
that way.
there were certainly moments where you're like, "Oh, that was a really good moment," or "That was good." But I think there were a lot of people pointed out that like she did better than a lot of people expected.
Yeah.
And really most people were just kind of focused on the moderators interjecting the whole time.
The only like crack in the glass that got through was when Biden was miserably performing, and they all just collectively went, "Holy crap! It was so bad, there was no denying it."
But even after that, they kept saying sharp as attack. It was not until the new party line was issued that they were willing to acknowledge that. Once they went, okay, this is, I guess, too ridiculous, which is strange to me that they draw the line there when they say men can get pregnant. But at the same time, she performed absolutely horribly here. Her party's still trying to say she did well. And I want to shout one thing out related to the cartoon that we made here. One of my favorite comments, you'll notice at the end, Chaz he's cheering, "Kamala, Kamala, Kamala," and then she crashes through the ceiling and crushes him. My favorite comment was they timestamped that and they said he made the mistake of chanting her name 3 times and summoning her.
So you guys should definitely subscribe to Freedom Toons. It's about to hit 1 million.
Yeah, we're 20,000 subs away from 1 million. Get on over there, subscribe, please.
In the Trump Kamala debate, I said right away, Trump got flustered. Kamala went right for him. She attacked his ego. Trump went right for it. It was predictable, and that was not good for Trump. However, Trump won. You know why? Kamala needed that opportunity in the press to say, "Here's my plan for you, the American people. Here's the economic plan. Here's your healthcare plan. Here's your immigration plan." And instead, I will throw it to Ian Crossland for the best example of what that night ended up doing. Ian comes in the next day being like, "I hate them both. I hate them both." Trump was just like, "Oh, my rallies, oh, my rallies." But all Kamala did was just insult him over his rallies. And like, she wasn't even doing anything. And so in the end, yeah, the people who don't like Trump don't like Trump. But Kamala needed to offer something to people like Ian, who's sitting there being like, "Please give me a reason not to vote for Trump." And then I said to Ian right away, "Do you like RFK Jr.?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "Well, RFK Jr. says that if Trump wins, he wins." And Ian's like, "Yeah." So right now the edge is for Trump, and Kamala lost the opportunity with that debate. But I don't think anyone's under the belief that Trump masterfully handled it.
No, so I thought he was crushing her at the beginning of the debate, and then he let her get to him when she brought up the rallies. And as soon as she baited him into that and he got angry, I think he started performing really poorly. At the beginning of the night, she was really, really nervous. He wasn't. He was calm and composed. Then she got him with the rallies. He started getting upset, and then his optics were downhill after that. I have not heard or seen a Democrat give a similar analysis of Kamala completely floundering in her conversation with Brett Baer. None of them have said, okay, well, she said this thing or this thing that I thought was good. But when he pointed out that 79% of Americans think the country is going in the wrong direction and that she is the vice president of the administration they're blaming for that, maybe her response shouldn't have been, well, Donald Trump is running for president, so it's his fault. Like, why?
She didn't
why
even
is
say
it there
that. She just went, but Donald Trump is running, and he goes,
Yeah.
what?
It's
And
like,
she's
why
like, you know
can't
what I
that
mean?
just
And he goes,
be-
no, I don't.
No,
that
actually,
level of
I don't.
intellectual honesty to be like, no, it was really bad for her.
I think they're overcompensating.
So
they're in a real pickle.
I can also explain a little bit about why that is because she is very vindictive as a person, and I think yeah, I know, right? And I think that what you're seeing as well is that a lot of these media types are hedging their bets because they know nobody wants to be the one person who kind of goes first in order to do this. Because let's say that, and this is a very close election, right? Trump's got a lot of momentum right now, clearly, but it's still going to be very close. The Democrats still control the ballot centers and those ballot machines in the big cities: Detroit, Milwaukee, Atlanta, Philadelphia, the one, Las Vegas. But Las Vegas is in a swing state, right? Phoenix, shout out to Turning Point Action and the good work they're doing. But all of these early votes, they're coming in, and we're seeing a lot of Republican support there, much bigger than we've seen before for the early voting. I love the early voting. Elon's doing a bus tour. He's there. My brother's with him right now. But still, it's going to tighten up. And so what they're doing is they're hedging their bets because they know that if she gets in and she remembers that you were the person that was trashing her after the whatever it is, the debate or the interview, now you're not getting invited to the White House. Now you're not at the Christmas party. Now you're not getting on the plane. Now you're not getting the interview, the sit down, et cetera, et cetera.
Good point.
That's exactly. No, I was told that earlier today. That's exactly what's going on.
Access journalism.
Yeah.
That's pathetic.
What it seems like is a sort of cult of personality. Like if you examine cult-like behavior and formation of, I like to call it mass formation hypnosis, is the term that I prefer to use. What we see happening around her is focus on identity. So when I talk to Kamala stans, supporters, and enjoyers, why they like her, they just, well, let's see. First of all, so her name is not Donald Trump. So she's not white like Trump. She's Democrat, and Trump is not. And everything goes back to who she is not and what she is not. And then, okay, so and then they become a Planned Parenthood ad. Have you ever seen a Planned Parenthood ad? What is it? It's 3 words: abortion, abortion, abortion. Planned Parenthood ad.
Right.
That becomes the message of Kamala and the Democrats. And I have a tweet that I like to keep putting up because it keeps going. I'll say Republican plan, and it's safe neighborhoods, good jobs, strong communities, not total abortion access. And then Democrats, not safe neighborhoods, not good jobs, not any of the above. Yes to total abortion freedom. And that seems to be what it is. And that makes me go back to that Al Smith dinner bit that she did, where it was the demographic who resonates with that Planned Parenthood ad, and like throwing a bunch of Easter eggs of things that demographic likes. They randomly mentioned House of the Dragon on HBO. Like that came out of absolutely nowhere. And
Commercial
it's like,
in a commercial.
Yes, and it was. Let's see, who's the demographic that watches that? Well, so it's the wine aunt and her husband and her boyfriend. The three of them watch it together. Okay. So we need to work all this stuff in. So it's like a market research by committee. Like, what do you people like? So polling her supporters and trying to put all of that into one thing. Like, okay, you watch SNL. Okay, so it's a Catholic thing. So is there anything Catholic related to SNL? And they go dig up this old character from 30 years ago, and they mishmash all of it together. And so it's like product design by committee, that if that process were to create a software product, the software product would be unusable. Whereas Trump's messaging is just like the Shazam app. The Shazam app is like one button. You open the app, you hold it up, Shazam, and it finds a song.
And you know what? And I bet they pat themselves in the back too. Like, oh, we found the part. It's Catholic and it's SNL. We're putting them together. Kamala's gonna crush
All
tonight.
high-fived at the end.
Yeah,
And we found a way to work in Game of
hear
Thrones.
it. You can hear it in the, and there's even a West Wing like almost reference that they do where, and I've caught the Biden administration a number of times just trying to copy West Wing plot lines, and we're going to backfill the Ukrainian F-15s with our own F-15s, and we're going to get them from Poland. I'm like, that's literally from a West Wing episode, but it was about Taiwan. And it was like, well, the Polish F-15s are going to go here, and then our F-15s.
Theater kid, occupied government.
No, exactly. It is
the
the theater kid
occupied government.
shit-lips Patrick Bateman. Like that's literally me. They watch Martin Sheen in that film. Like that is literally me. No, it's not.
Which West
and
Wing
he's also not someone to look up to.
was, and another 30-year-old premise, but this was sort of like the liberal wish casting of the Clinton administration, what they wanted it to be, this wonderful high-minded thing. And they constantly do this where they force meme. They try to like tell you what, this is my catchphrase. You're going to repeat it. Remember the coconut thing?
The coconut
coconut
tree.
thing?
Remember the coconut dances?
I didn't just fall out of the coconut tree. And everyone's like, is that like racist?
Do people
like,
say
is
that?
that like a thing?
So it
Like, what
actually
is
is a racial. So there was a viral post, probably not true, I don't know, but there was someone saying that in Eastern Europe, accusing someone of falling out of a coconut tree was a racist reference to them coming from a region,
Oh my gosh.
a specific region where people were consuming coconuts.
As the resident Slav in the room, I've not heard that one, but I can ask Tanya.
I don't know. It was like a viral post on X. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. Probably not true, but someone was like, to imply that someone fell out of a coconut tree was a racist reference to the migrants that are coming to
Yeah, like you're a coconut eater, like
things like that.
yeah.
So it was kind of weird. But remember the coconut dances?
No.
The women were doing those like dances.
Oh gosh, Tim, I have tried so hard to like take an ice pick to my head and just like kill all the brain cells, and I don't drink.
I'll bring it
So
back.
why are you doing this? Why are you
the
doing
people
this?
must know.
No.
They must know of the horrors.
Well, it's interesting though, because in the same way that we see, here's one of the problems with liberalism, one of the many problems, and I don't just mean leftism.
Just one of the problems.
Yeah, one of the
Seamus,
problems.
Yeah.
I don't just mean leftism, by the way. I mean liberalism, generally speaking, is a belief in it is contingent upon a total denial of obvious realities. And so they don't know how to market to men or women properly because they can't acknowledge the actual differences between the sexes.
That's right.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.